Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Monday, November 7th, 2022, here for my weekly cross-stitching update. I have a little bit to share, and this is going to be very monogamous this coming week, but I do have a little bit of variety right now. I also have a little bit of not really haul, not really stash acquisitions, but it was Stitchy something that I purchased, which was registration to Stitchinanigans. It's a stitching retreat in April, which I'm very excited about. April 21st through the 23rd, I think. It's going to be held in Las Vegas this year. They had one into 2019 in Arizona, and this one is going to be in Las Vegas. It's put on by McKenna Stitching and Sequins and the proprietress of 1884 Stitchery. So very excited to go to that. It's something that I could probably drive to, maybe fly if it makes more sense to do it that way, but I'm excited. So it's fun. I've only been to one retreat before, and it was a very small one, so this will be like a medium-sized one, so that'll be fun. If any of you are planning to go, let me know. I'm going to be rooming with Colette, the highway stitcher. That's the plan at this point, and I'm so excited. Here's Smokey. Yeah. Anyways, so let's get down to what I worked on this week. Not a lot of things necessarily, but compared to some weeks, but it is better than this coming week, and I'll explain that. I did a little bit on my temperature wander with me. This time I am officially caught up. Last time I realized I hadn't finished a paw that I thought I had. But I finished that paw and did another one. And this is as far as I can go with a complete paw. So this is 27 count Linda in Vintage Country Mocha, 1/1 full cross. And I'm rounding the corner, finished this paw and did this one. And that top, the top little toe pad is really hard to see, but it is there. And it's currently raining, so if the light is weird or if you can hear raindrops, it's raining here. And probably we'll get some cold paws coming in here. I still haven't finished any of the little doodads just because I haven't had extra time on Sundays, but hopefully that'll happen here soon. And it was good to get officially caught up again on at least the temperature aspects of this one. And I did work on Year-End Stitches by the Victoria Sampler while I was picking up the kids. I've finished August, which is very exciting, and got the tiniest little start on September. I will be not working on this week, unless for some reason I finish Knitting Woman early, but I'm planning to stitch on Knitting Woman for all of my stitching time this week, because my mom will be here on Sunday, so I want to be able to get it washed and framed Friday or Saturday, because I need to wash it and block it and let it completely dry before I frame it. So it's going to be a little bit of a process. And we're going to be busy a lot this week. So I won't be able to rely on like really good stitching days every afternoon and evening. So I'm going to actually work on it in the car in addition to whatever I'm able to get at home. So that's my plan. So here is Year-End Stitches all together. Here is August all finished up, and I thought it turned out pretty good. This is 28 count Dove Gray Monaco, 2/2 full cross. Specialty stitches are usually one strand, and unless it works better to be two, like satin stitches. So he's got a basket. They both have little straws in their cups and little butterfly, the like strings, I don't know what you call it, ropes, I guess, on the tent. Some of those back stitches and all the lazy daisies. Yeah, so that turned out pretty good. They're supposed to be on a beach, and this color is more of a dirt color, but I didn't really want to go find a lighter color for sand, so I figured it was fine. Then I got a littlest start over here on September with the dark brown color. This one's gonna have like a vegetable stand with some animals, so that's fun. Oh, and they had an over one, I guess you can kind of see it here, little thing here. And when I first saw this way back before I started the project, I thought it was a cup of lemonade or something. It's a cross-stitched piece done 1 over 1 with a little blue ribbon on it, because to represent taking your work to the fair. So I thought that was really clever. The little picture that they have is not something you can really even recognize, but I'll do it. So that'll be fun. So this will take a break, sadly, as will everything else pretty much, because I really want to get Knitting Woman done this week. I told my husband that I wanted to finish it for my mom's birthday, and he knows how busy we are right now because we have a big family project right now. He's like, probably not till Christmas. But like mentally, I have this plan to finish it, give it to her now, and spend the rest of the year working on getting all these like year-long stitch-alongs wrapped up and finished and checked off and whatnot. So I want to get it done. So I'm very determined to get it done. I worked on Under the Sea Club a little bit while I was talking to people. So this is by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, the current year-long stitch-along that they have going on. And there's still a part of the picture that's a mystery that will come out the end of November, and then the bottom border will come out the end of December. And I did a little bit. I did these fishes, and some of the lighter yellow was also in the turtle shells. So that's all I really did. But I did something, so. So here is this one. This is on 25 count even weave, 1 over 1 full cross. My own color conversion that's just similar to what's called for. And yeah, so the whole school of fish is finished except for their eyeballs, which will be little black dots. And then the start of the turtle shells also happened because that was the same yellow. So next I'm going to come back up and work on the otters. The color in the otter faces is also in the turtle faces and the little boy's face, the diver down here. So I'll do those things as well, but I'll continue to come up here and focus on the otters until they're done, except for that color that's in these 2 little sections as well. And then I'll, work my way down. So yeah, it's coming along. I don't know if I'll get to this week either. I usually talk with my sister on Friday, but this week our Friday is going to be different because it's Veterans Day. Everybody has a day off, so I probably won't talk to my sister this week. So probably take a hiatus on that one this week also. I think that's everything kind of random I did this week. So my main project I was finishing up on Halloween was Halloween Fairy by Nora Corbett. This is a PDF. You can find it on hirschnurse.com. And I did a little bit of this on the 1st as well, whatever day that was, Tuesday, just because I was so close to finishing the entire top section of beads. So I wanted to just go ahead and do it and have it done before I put it away. So I am so excited. This whole top section, Krynic beads and everything is finished. So next time I bring this out, I can just focus on her, like do her headdress and the owl and like all this stuff. So her dress, all the things. Hey, Smokey. Yeah. It's cold today because it's so rainy. She didn't really want to come in here. She was sleeping out in her little bed in the hallway, but I knew I just have to go let her in a few minutes once she started to hear me. So I just brought her in here. So anyways, this is where I am with this one. This is on 32 count even weave by Fabric Flare in the color Mushroom Slushy. And I love how this turned out. It's kind of cool. Very sparkly. Everything but the back stitching up here is sparkly. So there's Kreinik and two kinds of beads, some big beads and some regular size beads. So yeah, super fun how that turned out. And it's kind of cool, moody fabric. So next time, like I said, I can work on her headdress and the owl and like her little collar area and like all the things after this. This is all done. So yeah, very excited about that. And I got technically a lot more days on it than WhipGo needed. I have a goal for my fancy ladies to get 3 days. And that's kind of like 3 stitching sessions basically. But I did touch this on like 5 days, I think. So it got some attention, which is nice. Then I worked on Knitting Woman's for the rest of the time and got a total of 2,302 stitches. So it's been going well, and no, that's how much I have left. 2,318 stitches is how many I did this week. So this is by Golden Kite, and I'm trying to finish it. Hopefully next time you see this, it will be done, because I'm really gonna push hard to get it done this week. And I ended up, I had been doing like a strict typewriter method where I go across the row, picking the next symbol, and then down, pick the next symbol. But it was kind of tricky to figure out where the next symbol was because a lot of it was done. And so finding the next, is this 4 down from that next 10 by 10 grid block that's a little darker, or this one's 3 down, so that one's higher. You know, it was just kind of, it was taking too long basically to pick my next symbol. So I decided to convert it to the kind of modified typewriter method that I've been doing on my the montage pieces, where I start and do left to right within the first 10 by 10 block, pick all those symbols that way, and then move to the next block, pick them top to bottom, left to right, as I do blocks. And that's a lot easier to see on the chart if that block is done, and then move on to the next block, rather than trying to find all along a single line of symbols. So I'm loving that. I may have some of my projects that I'll stick with the single line situation, but a lot of them I think will benefit from this modified typewriter of within the block, and choosing symbols that way, because it's, especially if it's a really wide project, trying to figure out where the next one is all along is not going to be very easy. Once you get into the project, when you're brand new and it's all along the very top, it's easier to see. But as this one, I've realized the farther into the project you go, it's not so straightforward. So I like that, and I'll probably be doing a lot of my projects that way. And I'll probably do another Stitch With Me. Like, I have a Stitch With Me video called Typewriter Method that you actually used Knitting Woman for to demonstrate this. I'll probably do another one with maybe Hidden Harbor if I did the next one I'm able to do, to talk about the modified version, just to help explain it. Some people are visual learners and that's helpful for them. So here is Knitting Woman now. This is on 22 count, 2/1 half stitches. And I'll leave it up here for a while so you can see the difference. And it's coming along quite a bit. So I did a little bit over half of what I needed to do this week. I am now at 94.51%, and I have 2,302 stitches left. So I do need to kind of up my average if I want to finish it before Friday. Friday's going to be busy, so there were a couple days this week that I had less than 100 stitches on it just because it was so busy. and the other days made up for it a little bit. But I am gonna need to spend some quality time on this aside from my regular time at home, because I just won't have as much time at home. So I have put together another travel bag. I have my Kindle in here, and for Pattern Keeper, I pulled all the flosses that are left because I went through and figured out which ones are not 0 yet. So this is all that's left. A couple extras because I have a couple in here that are like really close to being done, and a pair of scissors, and my fabric, obviously. And I'm going to take this with me in the car when I'm picking up my kids, and this will be what I work on then to add that extra few minutes to whatever I'm able to get at home. So hopefully that gets done this week. That's my plan. If for some reason I am able to finish it and I have some time, I don't tend to have a lot of time to stitch when my mom is here, just because we play a lot of board games when they visit, my mom and dad. So if I do get any time to stitch, I will work on like my Wander With Me or my Under the Sea Club, things like that, that I won't go on to do anything else yet. Probably wouldn't have the wherewithal to work on Sampler of Stitches while they're here, because if I get a chunk, it's probably short. And I don't know if I'll be able to film next Monday, because they will be here part of the time on Monday. So next week I may come back on the 15th. Is that the right day? The Tuesday. I should be working on one of my Whip Go pieces. What was I going to work on that week? I'll wait and see what I'm feeling in the mood for. Whatever I feel like pulling out Monday evening, if I feel like working on Adia the Garden Fairy, or Mini Princess of the Sea, which is a Heaven and Earth design. Those are my two choices for that first slot for Whip Go, assuming Knitting Woman is finished. So you'll have to wait and see, because I'll probably have one evening of progress when I come back next time. So I also worked a little bit on my quilting on Sunday. I managed to do my block as well. So I'm working on the Scrappiness is Happiness quilt along by doing one block every week. This coming Sunday, again, I probably won't be able to sew on Sunday either, which is when I've been doing this. So ideally, sometime on Friday or Saturday when Knitting Woman is done and it's like in the prepping stages, maybe then I could sew in one of those evenings. So to be able to get the next block done. So this time was the mushrooms. There's a big mushroom here and a little mushroom here. I went ahead and used their, what do you call it? Color placement suggestions, because they kind of know what they are doing when they kind of arranged this. So I went ahead and chose a blue big mushroom and a teal little mushroom to kind of match what they were doing. And here's my little one. Super cute. I don't bother squaring up the edges because I figured it'll get sewn into the seam allowance later anyways. So if that bothers you, I'm sorry. And here's the big one. So cute. They have little corners that got rounded off with triangles so that it looks, you know, chunky and cute. So there's a big one and a little one for this week, and they went really fast. I did them kind of assembly line around at the same time. And here's my bee from last week. So that's fun. This coming week, I'll show you which one I'm hoping to do. Get these back in here. It's the Chex Mix block, which looks like this. So I think the one they have is also blue, like teals and stuff. So I'll be doing one that's similar to this, where you pick, I think, the same light background color, but then the colored blocks are a variety of things within that color. So it won't be the same fabric for all the colored squares. And there are quite a few teal fabrics that I have in my scrappy stash right now. So I'll do something similar to this with like a solid background and scrappy squares. So that'll be fun. That one shouldn't take too long, I wouldn't think. I mean, it's got lots of little pieces, but they're all straight stitches, you know, no corners or anything. So it should be pretty straightforward. All right, I think that's everything. Kind of a short one today. Yeah. But that's the way it goes when you're fairly monogamous. So hopefully Knitting Woman goes well. I'll be back, Lord willing, on Tuesday to give you an update, and I will take pictures and video of the finished Knitting Woman, assuming I'm able to get it done, before I give it to my mom so that you guys can see it in its glory, all finished. And I'll try to maybe even take pictures of the process along the way for like washing and blocking and things like that. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful week and enjoy the weather and the season wherever you are, and happy stitching. Bye.